to the cloud. I'm good, thank you. It's a lot of energy in January so far, right?
Yes.
And like
Yeah.
more positive than typically I feel like for January.
Yeah. Yeah. I can feel it. I can feel it. It's all good things
Good.
coming.
I love our talks because I feel like we can be on the same page and I just have so few people to talk to about this stuff.
I feel the exact same way. I feel
Good.
the exact same way, and I'm so excited we're doing
Oh,
this. I'm so
yeah.
grateful that we found each other and
Yeah.
we're on this journey together. And yeah, first I just want to say thank you for doing this with me and this being kind of like my first ever um podcast.
Interview type. Yeah,
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 first
yeah.
podcast
And
ever. Yeah.
I mean, and I don't even feel like I have a momentum to hold that kind of title, but it's nice to acknowledge that and know that we can just be ourselves and
Yeah,
edit and even what I'm saying now, because I think that
right.
there's so many people who want to help people like we do, and it's very daunting to try to get started. And we're both
Yeah.
kind of in that place, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And so
Exactly.
it's really good to talk about that journey and that leap because I feel like a lot of the people that I hear in interviews like have already succeeded in some way. And
Yeah.
so what about all the people that are in the messy middle or the trying to be courageous, right?
Right. Trying to make it work, trying to hold on, trying to survive and make a way for
And not give
themselves.
up.
Yeah.
There's a term
Yeah,
that's like that.
exactly. Yeah, and I wanted to like first just like so people know a little bit about um
Yeah.
like who we are and
Yeah.
how we
Please,
even
yeah.
met. And
Please.
so
And I'm gonna stop
I
fidgeting.
did want to tell, oh, you're fine. Fidget
Okay.
as much as you need to.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I I first wanted just to let people know like where we met, which was in
Yeah.
Bozeman, Montana, when you were there, and your amazing, lovely, vibrant, caring daughter Ari is
Yay.
like is one of my best friends.
Oh.
And so I just was able to connect with her and meet you, and it's just been like the biggest one of the biggest blessings in my life. And we just really connected, like we really on a whole other level, we really connected and we met that one time. And then now I'm here in
Yeah.
Minnesota, and
Hmm.
we're both just on this wellness journey. I mean, I'm very new into this, wellness realm, wellness field. And then of course you have years of experience. And so it's just like a blessing to be able to like share this space and like help one another and um be here, like from Bozeman, Montana to here.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
so, yeah, I think it's really cool that we,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, it's so cool. Well, I was excited when I heard you were moving here because I knew we'd end up connecting. I was like, oh, she's a very special person, and I saw that you were posting something about yoga and meditation, and I was like, oh, yep, we're very like-minded, soul-driven
aligned,
entrepreneurs. So yeah,
we're aligned.
we're aligned. That is the word. That's a really good word to keep in mind for a lot of things.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
um,
And so, yeah,
well, I just was going to say that when Ariana, my 25-year-old daughter, talks about friends, I have a certain intuition with the ones that are soul aligned with her. And then I got to talk to you for a long time, and you have had, well, I just know that some of the most compassionate people are people that have been through hard things too. So,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
when you can take pain and turn it into purpose, it's like one of the best things in the world.
Hmm. I'm
That
like, I felt that. I'm like, yeah, I felt that. That is so true. Very,
was
very
very
true.
spontaneous that I said that, but that kind of is what I think of you. And I guess I just thought of it on the spot.
Yeah, yeah. And I
And
think
not
that
associating
it's,
you with pain, but you know what I'm saying.
no, I do know what you're saying. It gave me goosebumps when you said it,
Okay.
because it's so true. It's like, and it is such a beautiful thing, when we can, us as humans, we can go through some of the most painful, hard experiences and come out on the other side as like better people, or just come out on the other side as like learning and growing from that experience. And I think it's just like a human experience, to
Hmm.
kind of go through those things. And yeah, what's really, really cool about um, this podcast and this new journey that I'm on right now is that, I found tools to help me get out of that kind of, you know, that
Hmm.
that dark place that I was in for a little bit. Um, and kind of that's why I'm here, that's why I'm here. Um, and I'm hoping to, share what I found and those tools that I've discovered with others, and just emphasizing why those things are so important for the mind, body, and soul. Um, and so, yeah, with that being said, maybe we can dive into, what's helped us. And
Hmm.
I I mean, just really any rituals that we do that maybe why we found that thing, or why we do that thing every day, and how it's helped us. And then um I really want to hear too about some of your offerings, because I know that you do some pretty cool healing. And so I'd love to know, for anybody listening too, just so they know about your offerings as well. But yeah, the big thing, like
We need
rituals.
like how many hours for
I
all this?
know.
We could honestly, we have enough
I know.
content to talk about this stuff
It's true. We
regularly.
could do a
So
series. We could do a series.
definitely. And it doesn't matter because we're both new to this, but we both have interest in hosting podcasts. You know, it's it's a journey because there's a lot of steps. And I think when we let go of expectations, which is part of the mindset that helps in spirituality, is there, then you can just see what comes of it. But again, I love our yin yang because you create structure more naturally than me, and I think that can go far.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if this is your podcast or mine or whatever, because
Yeah.
but do you did you do you have you started anything yet? Because I'm really proud of your YouTube channel.
Thank you. Like, have I posted on
Like, did you?
YouTube?
No, yes, I saw that, so I'm excited for that. Did you end up downloading your platform for a podcast?
Yes.
Okay. I haven't been updated.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I I did the creators podcast on
Good. It's pretty
Spotify.
easy to use, right?
Yeah, so I just set that up really quick and
Okay.
created that.
So have you posted anything on there?
No.
Oh, that's exciting then. Hopefully this can, be maybe
Yeah,
your first one.
that's what I'm hoping.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm gonna go for it. And
Okay. That's just the only way, right?
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
so I have a question that comes to mind to start like the ritual conversation is just
Yeah,
that
yeah.
tell me growing up because your mom was a massage therapist,
Mm-hmm.
which, usually, their massage therapists are aware of the mind-body connection and the energy
Yeah.
around things. So tell me,
Yeah.
your dad, your mom, or how were you influenced in any way, even in church, or what? Tell me about your background and spiritual practices, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. So, yes, my mom, she was a massage therapist for many years. And, I think probably, as a baby, she would like massage me and we would do like nighttime routines and stuff like that, for a little bit. And then, my dad actually, took me or started caring for me when I was I don't know. I think maybe I was pretty young, maybe like 8, I'm guessing, if I remember correctly. And then um yeah, and then he would, he was very, spiritual and religious, so we would end up going to church and stuff like that. But yeah, at a young age, I didn't I mean, I guess you could count, like waking up and going to school
Well,
and doing
yeah,
those
that's
things
as far.
things,
Yeah,
kind of like
yeah,
routine.
yeah.
But that's as far as it went, like I didn't
Right.
have,
Most kids don't.
parents. Yeah, like and that, that would be kind of like a dream of mine to like, maybe someday have that routine with my children, like a
You
meditation,
will.
like let's wake up and like meditate, like how cool would that be? And I see people do that with their kids online and I'm just like, yes, that is amazing. But no, I didn't have anything along those realms growing up. But uh yeah, I was pretty occupied with other things as a kid.
Mm-hmm. Right. And do you
So
think getting your yoga teacher training is what deepened your awareness of, the importance of meditation and
I
ritual?
think I think that was a big part of it. That was a really big step for me in this like new life that I've been given essentially. Um, I wanted to get my yoga certification for so long. Um, and I just kind of pushed it off, pushed it off, pushed it off. And then finally I was like, okay, we're doing it. This is the perfect time. I'm like, it's actually not the perfect time, but I don't think there's ever going to be a perfect time, to get this done. So
Exactly.
I just did it. But I think that what really introduced me to the spiritual realm and meditation and yoga was just like getting sober from, drugs and alcohol, because that was a big part of my life for probably like 10 years of it.
How did you get help with that? Did you go to
Yes.
any kind of treatment or anything? I guess I've never asked that.
No, no,
No,
I
I didn't
didn't,
think so.
I
And I
didn't end
know
up getting, yeah, I
because it
didn't end up,
wasn't severe, like where you needed that. That's what I thought. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I didn't go to treatment, but I was just really in a dark headspace, and I didn't end up in jail. It was very like internally, I was just very lost.
And do you want to share what the trigger was?
Yeah, so or like
Without going too far into it, you can just
yeah.
brief
Oh, like what was
if
like
you
the last yeah, like I was just doing like crazy
like.
shit, like I was just doing things that I mean, me
But how about
being
your? I mean, I'm referring to your brother.
oh yes. Yeah, I think that he I think that regardless of, what happened with him, I was just I was doing those things anyways, for a really long
So that
time.
wasn't the thing that changed anything around.
No,
Okay,
no,
okay.
but yeah, I mean, that's a good point to bring up is like, you know, drugs and alcohol just addiction just runs very, very high in my family, and
Hmm.
I think that I left my hometown to go to Montana um to kind of get away from all the you know the crazy things that I was doing in my hometown. And
Was that Wisconsin? Wait,
it's it's
no. Where
it
were?
was Illinois. We'll say Illinois.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Okay,
Yep.
Illinois.
Yep.
Yep.
And so yeah, I left there to get away from that. And but like before I was gonna go to college, my brother, yeah, he ended up passing away from addiction. And, there was part of me that was like, I need to stay, home. I need to be with, my family. But something was just like nudging me, like, just go. And that was like
Mhm.
3 months after.
I got
And
goosebumps. Yeah, you
yeah,
said that. Just
yeah,
go.
it was 3 months after. And so I went, and I think that at that time, it was hard to go to like a new place after that and just be by myself, and nobody knew what I was going through. Nobody.
Hmm.
And so I think that did have play a little bit of a role of just kind of like numbing what was going on. And of course, even though I moved to a different state, I still ended up finding this, the same things, drinking,
Yeah,
that's what,
and
a lot of
that's
people do
sometimes
in college.
it's a way to
So,
connect with people.
yeah,
It shouldn't be, but it is
yeah,
often. So yeah.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and
So
so that's how you met Ariana.
that's how I met
Okay.
Ari. Lovely Ari. Yes.
Yes. And
We
then
had we had so much fun. Yeah.
oh good. So it's such a good subject. Can we stay there for a minute? So how did you make that decision? Did it slowly creep in, like you were curious about being sober, or was it like all at once? Or
I just got into this really dark space. Really, really dark space. Like
you became aware of that, like you weren't doing well, like you
I
didn't
wasn't,
feel good.
yeah, I wasn't doing well. I wasn't being a nice person.
Mm,
I was hurting others. I wasn't taking care of myself. Um, and I didn't like myself,
mm.
and I couldn't really even look at myself in the mirror.
Oh,
That's how bad it was. And I was depressed, but I didn't even know I was depressed until I
right.
was kind of getting out of the depression. Um, and I ended up doing some crazy, crazy things. On actually my last drink, I did some crazy things with one of my close friends, and put her in a bad situation, put myself in a bad situation, and I got really sick. I got really, really
Mm,
sick. So it was very internal, and then I
mm.
just had like a sickness. Um, and so that kind of woke me up. And I think that
Yeah.
like the spiritual aspect of this is like I had something, someone, whatever you might believe in, telling me, like, wake up, wake
Hmm.
up,
Hmm.
and stop doing what you're doing. And it was
Hmm.
over and over again. And
Oh,
I find myself ignoring that voice and just continuing doing the same things that I've always known
hmm.
until I didn't, until I stopped, until I listened.
And then you just decided to listen one day and never went back, or was it like a process?
I just got help. I got help.
Okay.
I reached out,
Hmm.
and I got help, and I got the help that I needed. And
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, and then slowly but surely, I mean, it didn't
Hmm.
happen overnight, but
Right. Okay, that's us. Yeah.
slowly I got better, and just really utilizing, community, and
Hmm. What year was that?
that was in 2021.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
that
think
was
that's
in,
right when I met you, probably.
yeah, yeah, right around
Or
there.
maybe it was 2020. Wait, no. Anyway, I think it was 21.
Yeah,
Time goes fast.
I know.
Um,
I know. I know.
and so at some point, was that when you were getting help and choosing a sober path, did you start incorporating? Because you hadn't gone to yoga school yet, right?
No, no, and I never even like went to yoga classes or anything like that.
Oh.
I think it was really just like I was finally like this fog that was over me just like
Hmm.
slowly started to lift and I slowly started to like do things for myself again, like
Hmm.
go to doctor's appointments. Um,
Hmm.
you know, I started to do I started to like show up for myself. I started to
Hmm.
show up for myself and I would do, I would start to incorporate little things into my everyday because I was like trying to prove to myself
Hmm.
and trying to trust myself again, if that makes sense. Like
Of
I would
course.
tell my, I would, I would like roll out my mat and I would do like a few stretches at night,
Hmm.
every night. And it was just like little things like that. And then I started to do them in the morning. And then I would do them in the
Mm.
morning and I would do them at night,
Because
every
it
night.
felt good to do it. And you're like,
Because I
this
was,
is something I can keep doing.
yeah, it was just
And you
something
were
that I could keep doing. And I was just trying to show myself that, like, I can say, I can tell myself I'm going to do something and then I'm going to do it. And that trust,
that.
like, started to come. And I
Yes.
started to really see myself again. Um, so it kind of, it's one of the things that really saved my life is yoga and coming back to myself and my body and
Hmm. And your body. Yeah.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
a lot of our, I think you sense when you do those practices that a lot of your emotions are in your body.
they
Issues are
can
in
be
your tissues.
stored. Yes, yes. I love that. We should make that a shirt. We got
Yeah,
issues in
actually,
our
no,
tissues.
yeah, or
That's good.
yeah, I guess we is better than saying your because
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
all included. Yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like a type of somatic, right? So then you started getting interested in your yoga teacher training. And so, okay, so how about your boyfriend? Have you ever felt like everybody could benefit from it? Have you ever does he ever stretch with you or meditate with you, or do you
He
try to not impose
does.
it on him? Oh, he does. Okay.
He does. He does. Like, there's this one time I was like, "Do you want to go to like?" He's so sweet. He's so sweet and supportive, and he's
Oh,
like, "Do you?" Yeah, I was like, "Do you want to go to this yoga class with me?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure, babe. Like, we'll go." And he's like never gone to yoga before, and
oh,
he's just like
yeah,
he's so open to it. Like anytime
good.
that I want him to come with me, he's very open to it. And then, you know, sometimes I suggest, well, meditating might help with that, or
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
that's all on his timing, not mine. But I think that
Yeah.
like just being, being present, being available, and just being like doing those things for me, I
Hmm.
think that, well, my hope is that it can, radiate to others and
Yes.
um help them, when they're ready.
Planting the seed, and
Yep,
then
exactly.
I always come back to the same thing. And that's something my mom reminded me of growing up and as an adult, and especially actually as a mom, because when we really want something for someone else, the truth is they have to want it for them. And even if it's a friend, or my mom would always remind me, lead by example. That's the best way. And every time she says it, I know she's right.
So
And that's the
true.
only power you have. And it actually empowers you to be better, just to be that example.
So true. Like we don't realize like we do have people who look up to us. Whether or not
Hmm.
we want to believe that, we
Hmm.
do, whether it's in our families or in our communities.
Hmm.
We do. We do. We have people that look up to us and yeah, I
And you
try
might
to
never
try
know
to
that.
you might never know that. You might never know that exactly. And so I really try to honor that and realize that. And I can't change anybody but myself. So
Hmm.
it's so true.
When I do I do some readings, soul readings. Sometimes I sense deceased loved ones, angels, spirit guides. And I don't have a lot of structure around it yet, but I love it, and I am, it's very easy for me to tune into that. And one of the common messages, I'll get is just people don't realize what a powerful positive impact that they actually have. And then there's also a level where some people are actually, well, a lot of us are afraid of our own power. So that's a whole different subject. But
Mm, yeah.
so there's there's an opposite to every aspect of the journey, and they almost support each other. So you need them both. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
like holding the pros and the cons together and being okay with all of it.
Yep. Yeah. And I think that can go into like a serene state, which is like
Yes.
my business name is Sustained
Yes.
Serenity because it's like
Okay.
amongst all the chaos that
Yes.
life has, the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, I can be okay no matter what because I
Yes.
have inner peace and inner
Hmm.
knowing, and
Hmm.
I'm not perfect, and I'm still working up
Hmm.
towards that,
Hmm.
and I'm still working on that enlightenment and that serenity every single day, but it takes work. It takes work. And that's where, the my morning rituals have been a big, big part of me trying to sustain serenity on a daily basis.
Hmm.
On a
Okay. So
daily basis.
yes, and that's the key. And then I love that you talked about self-trust. And when you prove to yourself that you can do one small habit. So if somebody's thinking about that and they've never even thought of being consistent with something they don't want to do, um, it could be like putting something back where it goes. And just when you train yourself to keep doing that, and so many people think they need to do like this long thing. And I'm a big believer, busy moms, like 5 minutes has a giant impact.
Huge, huge. Oh my gosh,
Yes.
huge. Even just like if we even stop right now and we just do inhale, exhale, let it out. Inhale one more time. Exhale, let it out. I don't know about you, but that just brought me down.
Yes. It calms your nervous system, but then it also connects who you're speaking with. So we should always start that way.
Oh my gosh. Just even that,
Yeah.
just even that
Yeah.
five
Just breathing
minutes.
with someone and do it, whether you're, well, here's the thing. I start most facials. I hope I haven't gotten away from it, but most facials, I just noticed recently, like that consistency had slowed and I don't know why. But usually I
Mm.
say, okay, let's take some deep breaths.
Yes.
And I always do it with
Yes.
them. Do you want to know why? Because I heard this little tip about that when I was studying rapid transformational therapy is that when you say to someone, take a deep breath, how does that sound? Sounds
Mm.
like there's something wrong with them and they need to
Mm.
calm down because, a lot for women, a lot of us have been told calm down.
Mm-hmm.
And so take
Mm-hmm.
a deep breath is like it sounds like the same
Right.
thing to a lot of people. So when you say let's breathe together, or let's start with some deep breaths, and then if you do it with them. So it's like
Right.
this is just as much for me. This isn't about you need this. This is we're going to do this together. And maybe it's more for me, but it's
I love that.
mhm.
I love that. And yeah, just anybody listening, Asia gives literally the best facial.
Oh,
That was literally
thank
the
you.
best facial ever. And it's true because, like, especially when you're going into like a new place, for whatever, like
Mm-hmm.
a facial, a massage, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, for me, like I do feel
Mm-hmm.
it's like new. It's new and maybe I don't know this
You're a
person.
little
And so
nervous, yeah.
just to be like take a step back and like be in this present moment together and to say like let's take a deep breath. That's beautiful
Mm-hmm.
and really can calm, someone's
Yeah.
nerves if
Thank you.
they're nervous or,
Yeah. Um, you know,
we forget to breathe
totally. And I think that's
sometimes.
one of the best things that yoga teaches you is if you are breathing, because the instructors, at least where I go, I think everywhere, are telling you that's part of it, right? To breathe in as you could say it more eloquently for me, but
No,
and
yeah.
if you're following along, then you're training yourself to breathe. So then you find yourself taking a deep breath throughout the day, all day, a little bit, right? I mean, you don't
Exactly.
even know you're doing it until you maybe stop and then you're like, what's missing? Oh, and it feels good.
Yep. Yep. Totally. Or you're moving at a really fast rate and you're holding on to that. And
Hmm.
yeah, being able to just let that go is really helpful.
And so when the other thing is when you do that in the morning, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of in another world when I'm sleeping, and I'm not very much awake. You might be a morning person, but I am not, and I am not on this earth yet. I feel like
Yeah.
so I feel,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
so I have to do my morning ritual to get into my body, set my intention, feel grounded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Like, what I
so
guess,
let's share because that's the biggest thing we want to
yeah.
share. And
And
then
like, what made you get to that point, if anything? And then what are some of
mhm,
those things that you like to do, for yourself
yeah,
in the morning to kind of get centered for your day?
I feel like 2017 when I was going through some things, I discovered the 5 minute journal, aka the gratitude journal. And this is my
Yes.
third or fourth one.
I
And
love it.
I saved the old ones because it's fun to see very simple, like, I don't know if you
Yeah.
can.
Oh, they have like little prompts.
Yeah, so there's
Oh,
a
I love
different
that.
quote at the beginning, but you just write three things you're grateful for. What would make today great? And I love that prompt because you're actually
Mm.
thinking about what do I want to go really well today? What would be great if this could happen? And I think that helps,
And
manifest
that's
that.
manifest. I was just gonna say, yeah, that's like
Hmm.
it's manifest right there.
And then daily affirmations. I think this one is slightly tweaked. Yeah, because there was some language before that I didn't love. I'm very sensitive to language and words because of the, hypnotherapy training. But at night, here's the nighttime, which I do, I bet half of the time. It's highlights of the day and what did I learn today?
Like a reflective at night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that. That's super important too.
Um, so so that I do that. So I think it's really good to have like a couple of versions of a morning routine, right? So if for some reason you're pressed with time, you still have something to anchor in.
Exactly. Whatever works. Yeah, whatever works for you
So
for sure.
this is like my quick routine, and I think I was had filled it up eventually, and I think I didn't do it for like 6 months, and I started to after many months become a little more negative. I
I was just
realized.
about to ask you, like, can you tell a difference, like, on the
Hmm.
mornings where, like, you just get up and you just, like, go versus, like, actually doing the routines that you like to do?
Yes.
Can you
It's
tell
so
that?
rare that I skip it now, but for sure I'm like it's not like vivid in my head, but I that's why I don't skip it because I remember being like,
Yeah, right.
what is off today? Like the whole day feels off. It's like, well, I it's how I started it. I skipped my, and you just know that it's crucial and it's something you it's a commitment to yourself.
Totally.
It's a
Totally.
self-love practice. And then the ripple effect throughout your life is huge. Not as good at a nighttime routine, but I always give myself like positive affirmations and good thoughts before bed.
I love that.
And I lately I've been sitting on the ground and doing a couple light stretches at least with it. You probably inspired me there. Um,
Oh,
and touching my feet is something that helps me get, yeah. See, you're already making
yeah.
impact. Touching. What about you? I want to hear yours.
Yeah, yeah, no, I love that. I love the feet. I think somebody that I work with, she was saying that she rubs lavender on her feet at
Oh,
night because
I
it
love
like it
that.
calms her. And I'm like,
Mhm.
girl, I want to try that. Give me some
Yes. Oh, you're
lavender
so
lotion.
lucky you work at the co-op. I'm
I
jealous. You have all the best people around you.
I do. I really do. They're giving me their money a lot. No, but yeah, I think like I said before, like I really just started with like some really simple things. Like I started with, touching my toes or, stretching out one leg and then the other
Hmm.
leg and then, just like child's pose and just really simple. It wasn't even like a flow or anything. It was just like literally just some stretches that I would do in the morning and at night. Today it's a little bit different, because, I went through my yoga training and I've actually I've incorporated more breath work into my mornings now, which has
Hmm.
been unreal. Um, that is another guest I hope to have
Mm.
on this podcast.
Who's that?
Her name is Danielle, and
Okay.
she is awesome. I mean, I can't even say awesome. She's just
Hmm.
amazing. She's
Hmm.
amazing. I love her so much, and she's just such a great person and somebody that I really trust to. She's a breathwork facilitator,
Oh,
essentially.
cool.
And
Yes.
I just trust her so much. And I mean, when you're doing breathwork with somebody, like you
Mm.
100% have to trust them with your life pretty much. And I do. And she's just
What do you
great.
mean? What is that like?
Well, I mean, so the first time I did holotropic breath work with her I guess last fall for the very first time. And that just
Online
opened up
or
it. No.
in
It was
in
in
person?
person in California. Yeah. And
Mm.
it just opened up a whole can of worms for me.
Like
So,
what? Like people want to know like what
well,
and
yeah, it's hard to describe it. Like honestly,
right?
like I
Because
think
it's
that
outer
like
worldly.
if anybody is able to do um hydroponic breath work, I recommend 100% for them to try it. But I think that like I can get more into that once I have
Is it in
Danielle on
water?
here.
Is it in water?
No,
Oh.
no, it's just like a long breathwork session, like about an hour long. And
Oh.
sometimes, you see things, sometimes you process things. For me, I sobbed for the whole, like for most of
Mm.
it and
Hmm.
released and
Good.
processed. And it was out of this world. It was out of this world. And so, anyways, now because
Mm.
I've learned how powerful the breath is for us. I am incorporating a small amount of breath work in the morning, which is just box breathing is what I'm doing right now. So I'll
So like
just,
breathe in for four. Should we do it?
yeah. So you
Okay.
breathe in, one, two, three, four, hold, one, two, three, four, exhale, one, two, three, four, inhale or hold, one, two, three, four. Inhale, one, two, three, four. And so then you repeat that box breathing
Mhm.
and you just kind
And
of, yeah, you kind of just do a few. Yeah,
Are you
feel.
visualizing anything because your eyes are closed? I mean, you know, you could do it in the car driving, but
So what helps me is so I'll okay, so I'll inhale, lift the belly, then the chest, hold, exhale the chest, then the belly, hold,
mm,
inhale the belly, then the chest, hold, exhale the chest, then the belly, hold. So essentially you're counting to four each time.
right.
And
Okay, and I love putting your hand on your belly and your heart because I can feel the air expanding in my lungs and my stomach. And then that is a really nice focus because you're being intentional with where you're sending it.
yes,
And a lot of people are keeping their breath up here, right? Like,
exactly. Exactly. And so it's good to visualize that and to feel it.
hmm
And then like, I know it is really relaxing when people, when you do an inhale and then you release, let it out, exhale, open mouth, exhale.
yeah, why is that so important?
That
We do that in the beginning of
that
yoga.
is good. That is good because it calms our nervous system more because you're releasing more oxygen that way. But really,
Because
yeah,
something about the sound, even too, maybe.
yeah, and the sound. But really, what's really good for
Yeah.
the body is to inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose,
So that's why
and
we do all of yoga. But that first breath, you're like maybe like releasing more so that before you get started. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, you're releasing
Hmm.
more, and that kind of just it
Calms the
calms you
nervous
down. It
system.
calms the nervous system down faster. And I think somebody else could probably explain it way better than me.
Okay, yeah, the science or
But yeah,
whatever, but that helps. Thank you. I've been
yeah,
wondering that for a while.
yeah. So
Hmm.
yes.
As far as breath work besides yoga, my dad always would be like, take some deep breaths. We'd be walking outside, I'd be pretty young, and I mean, you've met
Mm,
my dad, so you understand
yes,
his
I
vibe
love
on
him
things.
so much.
Yeah, he's such a
Oh,
good soul. So
such a good soul.
he would always be like, and of course, whenever it's your parent, you're like, okay, dad, whatever. It's kind of annoying, but then you take it with you. So
Oh my
to any
gosh, yeah.
parents listening, I don't know what this has come up lately, and I want to say this really quick, just that teenage years are hard, and a lot of times we get a lot of attitude and we think that they're not listening to us. But so what's the point of giving any kind of advice, right?
Mm,
But having younger siblings and having two grown daughters, I know that I think we already said this, but you take it with you. They pull from it when they need it. They hear it. It goes in. You're planting the seed, all full circle back to the seed planting, right? And
100%.
that it'll blossom or bloom when it's ready.
Yes, and I agree. Yeah, I still have those sayings that my dad would say to me as a kid too.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. So it
yes,
is true. It is
it's
true.
true. See, and
What we do matters. What we do matters, and it is a ripple effect on everybody
and
else in our
also
lives.
to say the thing that might help someone, even if a lot of people hold back, right? And they're like, I don't know if they'll like this. And I believe your intuition to say something that might help someone, always follow that. Whether, so extending kindness
Yes,
every opportunity that's
yes,
how we create peace in the world.
yeah, yeah. It is
Yeah.
100%.
And
I agree.
going out and like making someone else's day, like they might just be working at a grocery store, but making their day really helps you also get outside of yourself.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
don't know. We don't know what people are going through on
Hmm.
the inside. We never do. I mean, there's sometimes where I just question everything and I'm just like in this really negative headspace, and like
Hmm.
anything that anyone says or does could just like, rub me the wrong way. at
How
some
long do you think that lasts?
sometimes that lasts. I mean, if I'm being honest, it's more so when I'm on on my period.
Yeah.
But
So is it like a couple of days or
maybe it's usually just a day because I have, like I said, like I utilize these tools to get me out of that
you have all
space.
the tools? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I
I
think,
tend to asking because I tend to like fluctuate throughout the day.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
sometimes I'll have a weird hour of the day where I just feel, but that's normal, you know what I mean? I think you become more in tune with yourself.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you know, oh, this is hormones, it's okay, and having grace for yourself, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
and just knowing that it just, yeah, allows me to show up better in the world because I don't want to, I don't want to. I just want to be kind to everybody because you don't know what they're struggling with it inside their head, even though maybe the outside looks like they're doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that, yeah, you brought up a really good point with that. Um, but yeah, I think that like we were talking about, like these rituals are just
Mm.
game
And
changers.
doing your skincare routine, that is a very
Yes.
meditative self-love
Yep.
ritual that is honoring yourself as a woman
Yes.
or any,
Yes.
so that, you know, I went
Yeah,
to the
tell us a
Veda.
little bit about that.
Well, I went to the Veda Institute in 1999, which is, very holistic. And, I've been doing this 25 plus years, and somewhere along the line, all like the med spas started popping up and like the quick fixes and the tearing up your, just the heavy peels. And there's a time and a place for it. But I saw a lot of shifting, the Botox, just lasers, all the things. And it was like, such a different vibe than the holistic nurturing
Mm,
facials that I love to give.
hmm.
Um, and so it's been interesting to see, and a lot of estheticians these days are like, oh, I want to be a medical esthetician. And it's like, okay, okay, well, that's great. But like the pampering is completely removed from those services. There is none.
Mm, hmm. Hmm.
It's like now
Hmm.
it's like where it's almost like, the acupuncturist who goes to school forever and studies Chinese medicine and is full body integration with your meridians and nutrition and can really get to the root of stuff. And
Hmm.
then you have your medical doctors, which we also need. But like there's just it needs to be, combined holistically. So I see it kind of in that way
Totally.
where it's like people don't want to take time for themselves and honor that space. I mean, that's exactly what we need to get back to, right? In our
Yes.
opinion.
Yep. 100%. That
Hmm.
self-love, that self-catering. Yeah.
Hmm.
And those things, I let myself go for so many years. And, my body was speaking to me like,
Hmm.
like, get out of this, get out of this, get out of
Even
this.
our skin is telling us
My
a
skin is
story all the
telling us a
time.
story. I had those like white, a bunch of like little white specks. What are they called?
Hmm. Amelia's probably.
Amelias all over my face. And it
Hmm.
wasn't until like, yeah, like I got sober and started to take
Oh
care of
yes.
myself.
And you started
And
getting facials.
and then I
Yeah.
started getting facials and I'm like, why haven't I been doing this?
Yeah.
Like, why haven't I been doing this for myself? Like,
Hmm.
like, oh my
Well, but
gosh.
that and a lot of people don't. Or then I could do it myself or something. It's like, no. I just had one of my past brides and she's pregnant and I haven't seen her in a couple of years.
Mm.
It was this morning. It was so nice to see her. Yeah.
Oh,
And she was that bride that was ultra controlling and she didn't come across that way. Her questions were just like, "What if you get sick?" And this was planned a year and a half ahead, and it's a total valid question. But for some reason, I was moved with this one because I really liked her. I could see beyond like
yeah.
the kind of need to control, and I was like, you know what? You just have to trust me. I know it sucks. Like I said it very bluntly, and I was like, who am I? Why, when you're saying something, but it's from a
Hmm.
calm place,
Hmm.
but it's very direct. And it's
Hmm.
almost like it's a good feeling. And so that's a whole nother subject. Like, how do we create boundaries and speak our truth, but not have it from that like defensive place
Aggressive.
because we
Yep.
don't know think it's going to be received, I think. So then we're like, but it
Yeah.
doesn't need to be in that because it doesn't even,
Yeah.
it's not
I
even
think
heard that way.
I think that would be a really good
A good one for next time.
topic.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because I definitely struggle with that still.
Really?
Like trying to,
I love
yeah,
that subject then because I do
yeah,
too. And, we don't know each other on that level. So we get
yeah,
the best of each other.
that's true.
But like relationships that, when you see someone every day, it's where all the good soul work happens in relationships. That's the truth.
Hmm. Hmm.
So how to navigate that is, I mean, relationships are another favorite subject. So
Yeah.
I know you have another call soon. So I
Oh
think this
my
was so
gosh.
fun. I know, didn't that fly by?
It flew by. Oh my gosh. But I think that yeah, we definitely we talked about so many good, juicy things that
Yay.
we both wanted to talk about. And
Hmm.
thank you so much for joining me on here.
Thank you.
And I'm so excited for hopefully people
Yeah,
to hear what we shared. And hopefully it meant
we'll put
something
it
to
out there.
somebody and we'll see.
Yes, that's what we
So
love. That's what gives us purpose, right?
exactly. Exactly.
Thank you, Catalina.
Thank you. Then I can edit all this out. I just, we did
Well, sometimes it's
it.
good to keep it in.
That's true. Or I could just keep it in. Ah,
Sometimes, you just have to move energy with your
that's how I
arms and
felt.
hands.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I do that sometimes. Sometimes I'm walking away from something and I just go like clear it up.
Clear that shit up.
I
I
mean,
love
that's the thing is it can get so kind of heavy and serious in the spiritual world sometimes.
Yep.
And it's like we gotta
Yeah.
laugh. That's the other angel message I usually get from my own angels is it's usually humor that comes through
Yeah.
and that's when you're
Yes.
like, oh, of course. Haha.
I know, right? I know sometimes I can take myself too seriously.
Same, same. So
Oh, I'm glad we
yay,
did
appreciate
this.
you. Yes, me too. So happy.
I can't wait to see it and to post it.
Yay. And I will send it right away. I'm gonna stop.
Okay. You want to just write a note, or I guess if you have